Yo, Rocco B Scotty G, Naked Bootleg. You ready to roll out, baby?
Always ready, baby.
Yeah, let's go. It is Thursday night, January 18th, 2024. Oh, Scotty, I don't know if anybody remembers us, Rocco B Scotty G, highly explicit NFL podcast. We were all audio, only audio.
Now you get to see our ugly mugs.
We don't have faces or bodies for radio. We are on video, and that's what we're going to be from now on. Scotty G, Rocco B, bada beep, bada boop. We are on video from now on. This is a huge thing. Huge.
Hey, can I say something, Rock, real quick?
Hey, come on.
How you doing? How you doing?
Oh, there it is. Oh, I miss it. I'll tell you what. Listen, Scotty boy. Like I said, January 18th. Huge news in the world of professional football.
And what could that be?
I don't
Green Bay Packers game? Is that what you're talking about?
Who'd they play? I forget who they play.
I don't remember.
Listen, Scotty, if you want to ask me a question, just ask it. Okay? I don't want you to beat around the fucking bush.
I got 2 words
me in
for
the
you.
Side.
I got 2 words for you, and it ain't balls. Mike McCarthy.
Oh.
What are your thoughts, my friend? What are your
That's
thoughts?
what you wanted to say. That's what you want.
That's what I want to say. That's what I want to ask.
That's what we got to kick it off with. All right, let's kick it off.
This is a bootleg. Then he comes right back with another bootleg.
Oh boy, Scotty!
I look like a ghost down here, brother.
Like a fucking ghost. This ain't California anymore, buddy boy. I'll tell you that.
Holy smokes!
I'm representing Emmett. You got old Darrell back there, and our boy Rodgers. Okay, hey Raj, please heal up if you
stay healthy. Stay healthy for more than 4 quarters at least.
5 plays maybe.
We got 4 plays. I would love at least 4 quarters. I just want to see a fucking pass be completed.
Give me something. Scotty, where do I begin? You want me to lay it out, just the whole season in a little
Well, I don't want to hear the whole goddamn season, but give me like a little snippet of what you're feeling the day after we hear that Mike McCarthy is going to stay in place as the Dallas Cowboys head coach.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
Okay. Let me take you into my thought process the night that the Cowboys blew, and I'm talking about blew the chances at the best shot that they have in a Super Bowl in forever. Okay. Talking about the Cowboys who haven't been to an NFC championship game in 29 years. You're talking about the Cowboys who went 12-5 for 3 straight fucking seasons. Okay. Mike McCarthy's got 36 wins in 3 years. Ooh. You can win with Cooper Rush. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. We know that. What are we doing in the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen? What are we doing? Mike McCarthy's 1-3 in the playoffs. Okay. And what Jerry Jones is telling me, what he's telling everyone that's a Cowboy fanatic like myself, what he's saying is, we don't want to win a fucking Super Bowl. I'm okay with making billions of dollars off of this team. Because how am I supposed to believe that you're going to bring back Mike McCarthy, a guy that consistently every single year, whether it's San Francisco in 21, San Francisco in 22, where we were lucky to beat an unbelievably aging Tom Brady and a losing record division winner in Tampa Bay, okay, before we got to San Fran with that debacle that Dak.
Yeah, I'm not sure I count that playoff win, to be honest with you.
You shouldn't. And on top of the fact that now, the 3rd year in a row you win 12 games, you're the 2nd seed. The Philadelphia piece of shit Eagles gift you the number 2 seed, okay? All but guaranteeing probably 2 home games, which, Scotty, refresh my memory. Can you give me the fucking Cowboys home record over the past 2 years?
Over the last 2 seasons, the Dallas Cowboys are, I believe, 16-0
16-0
at home, which is incredible. It's almost an entire fucking season.
Okay, 16-0 at home. The last game they lost at home was the first game of the season last year when Dak broke his hand. Okay, so you're going to tell me that now, not only, you got the youngest team in the league by far, the Green Bay Packers, coming in to AT&T Stadium where you're basically unbeatable. They're the 7th seed. The 2 seed is never lost in the current format in the playoffs.
Which is crazy. Which is crazy to think about. The 7 seed's never beaten the 2 seed.
Sure.
Like, are we sure that's correct? I mean, I heard that as well, but like, is that real?
It's real. It's real because you got to remember this format's only been around for about 6 or 7 years. So now, right?
I forgot.
Okay,
Yeah, they extended
there's a ton of
extra
6
wild
seeds,
card.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Right. It's a little different, right? But now, you got them coming in. They not only beat us, Scotty, they absolutely mangled and embarrassed us at home, 27-0, 48-16, and then of course, Mr. Garbage time, Dak Prescott brings it back to 48-36. We lose by 12. It was never close. Okay, come on. And now you're gonna tell me, this is me right here. Okay, I'm gonna show you. I'm going to show you me right here. Okay? That's me. Right there. Okay? That's me.
Look at that handsome fellow with that young owner.
Look at that. Okay?
Young Jerry Jones.
That's me.
There's your boy.
I used to like this guy. Look at the jersey I'm wearing. Okay? I'm like clamoring for this guy on the screen right now. Where's he at? Because here's the thing, Scotty. I'm going to tell you something. I don't understand what the fuck Jerry Jones is doing. How are you going to tell me that you're going to bring back a coach who every year has your dudes unprepared?
I mean, to be fair, 12-5, 12-5, 12-5.
Show me the trophy.
That's pretty great,
for the
though.
best regular season team. Where's the trophy? Because if you want to, I mean, give me 3 of them. That's fine. But there is none.
And wait, and just actually to help your point, 12-5, 12-5, 12-5 only won the division once, right? Or they win it twice?
Correct. Well, no, twice. They won the division twice with McCarthy.
First one and then the last one.
Yes. So first year was a debacle. Dak got hurt, whatever. But the past 3 years, in his 4-year run, we've won 2 division titles. And last year when we didn't win the division, we still won 12 fucking games.
Now, do you think you're being a little hasty here? You think you're moving a little too quick? I mean, 12-5 is pretty good.
I'm not the one who's 82 years old. Moving quick. I don't understand the fact that Jerry Jones now is going to say, "All right, what I tell you." He comes. Yeah, what I tell you is right. He comes out. I mean, you sons of bitches. I'm going to bring you back, and we believe in Dak Prescott. I believe that he is the guy, and Mike McCarthy, he's the guy as well. Show me where. Like, what are you trying to win? Are you trying to be one of the best teams during the regular season, or are you trying to win a fucking Lombardi?
Now, let me ask you this. Let me ask you a question, though. I'm sorry to stop you. I got to ask you a question. If they keep McCarthy, though, and move on from Dak, are you changing your tune?
They can't, because it makes no rational sense. Why would
it makes plenty of sense?
No, if I'm gonna like think about it like this. If I'm in the meeting room with Jerry and I'm Mike McCarthy, and Jerry is probably asking me, why should I keep your fat ass in this role next year? And Mike McCarthy says, well,
I've been losing weight.
I'm getting a lot grayer, but I'm getting a little fatter. I don't understand why Jerry would then say, Dak Prescott, wow, this guy means with McCarthy. We got rid of Kellen Moore last year. Everybody shit on our fucking cereal. Oh my God, he was unbelievable. How do you get rid of him? Dak Prescott has had his best statistical season of his career. Who did that? The play caller and the head coach are one guy, Mike McCarthy. Now, how do you say, all right, tons of fun, we're going to bring you back, but we're going to get rid of the guy you literally just gave his MVP season to? On top of the fact that this is the guy that we gave the insane contract to where it says we can't tag you, we can't trade you, we're going to give you everything in the world, and you're fucking basically going to take us and bend us over and put it in raw, and yet you're going to be able to walk away whenever you want. That's what we have in Dak Prescott, and he is tied to Mike McCarthy. There is no way we can go into at some point, because, ladies and gentlemen, like I said,
we got to go into it. I think there's other options. I think
video.
We'll go
into the other options.
It's not crazy to move on from Dak Prescott. I've seen crazier shit happen.
Of course we have, but not from Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones makes it seem like he's crazy. He's willing to just bada boop, bada beep, bada beep.
We gotta see how he reacts, because
we'll see.
Can I say? I gotta say this.
Go ahead.
You know, I've seen a lot of playoff football, and I gotta be honest with you. This is actually one of the most shocking playoff losses I've ever seen in my life.
Most shocking.
It's most shocking for you, but I'm saying as someone who's not a diehard Cowboys fan, you know, I like the Cowboys, but I don't, you know, I'm a Jets fan. Like, I have no kind of like dog in the fight, really. And I got to be honest with you, like, not only was it shocking because they lost, but if they lost on like a last minute drive or a turnover at the end of the game, I would say, all right, you know, Dallas being Dallas sometimes. Bro, they got fucking dominated. From snap one to the last snap. Like, absolutely. I couldn't fathom that. And I'm not saying Green Bay's a scrub. Like, they're okay. But, like, Dallas is supposed to be, like, top 3 offense, top 3 defense in the fucking league. Not in the NFC. So, honestly, for me, it was, like, one of the most shocking losses I've ever seen, to be honest with you. And Dallas owes me money because I took the spread.
And I get it. And you're pissed off about that, and I don't blame you. It was the worst loss. The worst loss because of the multiple factors I had just said earlier. 7 seed never winning. The fact that Dallas comes in with 36 wins in 3 seasons, gifted and this number 2 seed.
Realistically, first year quarterback. I know he's been on the team for 3 years, but first year starting.
The youngest team in the league by far, and then on top
you should
of
be able to kind of
unbeatable at home. Unbeatable at home. It's not like they were in Green Bay. It's not like it was a neutral field. It was at home, right? So all
Pretty
that
bad.
shit is one of the worst blowouts or meltdowns of all time. I'd say the biggest playoff loss I've ever seen. And to be honest with you, Scotty, here's why my issue with bringing back McCarthy on top of bringing back Dak, because to me, they're a package deal. I want you to look at this is what McCarthy and Dak together, when he's on the field and McCarthy's coaching this year, their wins this year. Look at what the opposing winning percentage was of the teams that they beat. 41 fucking percent.
No, and honestly, we gave Philly shit about it last year, but we got to give Dallas shit about this year. You guys had a cakewalk schedule till you had like a 5-game stretch where there were some tough teams in there, and I think you lost all of them but Seattle.
And you know that Detroit game was you can flip a coin on that game, but the losses, right, Scotty, 58%. So that means that not only did they have a soft ass schedule, but when they played somebody with balls, they lost. And honestly, not only did they lose, in 3 of those games, San Fran, Buffalo, and Arizona, they got their asses whooped. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's more about how they lost than just losing.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah, I think that's a big problem with it.
So here's the thing. To me, the Dallas Cowboys are the most overrated team in the league, year over year over year. I'm a Cowboys fanatic, and I can tell you that, right? here's what you don't do, Jerry. You don't say, hey, guys, this is what we're going to do next year. Run the fucking thing back. You don't do that. You don't say, this coach that fucking brought this talented of a roster and talented of a coaching staff back home where we're unbeatable and got them on the field and said, there you go, guys, lay that fucking egg you just did. That's all coaching, okay? Especially from the top. McCarthy's got to go. And
we got to give it some time, see what else he does before I give my full opinion. We'll go back into this. I appreciate us getting your opinion on it, but we got to see how it all unfolds.
This is the last part, okay, Scotty? Dak's got to hit the bricks, okay?
The fuck does that mean?
He's got to go. Hit
the bricks?
You never heard that?
No, what does that mean? Like kick rocks? Is that the same shit?
Basically, you could say
hit the bricks.
You could say go play in traffic. You could say see you fucking sayonara.
That's a little different.
Whatever you want to do. He's got to go, okay?
Hit the bricks.
And I'm telling you right now, and like you said, with our episodes every week, we're going to go into, can't wait to get into what the Jets got to do, but what the Cowboys have to do to make sure that Dak Prescott is not the quarterback of the Cowboys anymore. 2024, you don't say, hey, here's all this pyrite in front of us, this shiny fool's gold that says, ooh, MVP stats, best stats of his fucking career. Look at that, 12 wins, 12 wins, 12 wins. The fucking guy is not a Super Bowl winning quarterback. I don't give a shit if you put Dak Prescott right now on the 49ers, on the Ravens, on whoever you want to say, the fucking Legion of Boom, Seattle Seahawks, doesn't matter, okay? Those quarterbacks on those teams don't fold under pressure. They might not have to fucking score 30 points a game, but they don't fold under pressure like this fucking guy does, okay? He's got to go. It's the last thing I'll say about it for the day, but he's got to go.
He's got to hit the water. He's got to hit the sand. He's got to hit the wood pile. Hit the concrete. You got to hit all that shit.
Hit the gravel. No, it's the fucking bricks. All right, that's where he's got to go. And,
I got some carpet over here. That motherfucker's got to hit
carpet. So so that's what I got for you. And
Jesus, I didn't expect that much. I'll tell you that.
Man,
holy smokes.
So now let's get on to something that I want to get into with you, buddy boy.
Yes, the answer is yes. If you see on the screen it says, are the New York Jets screwed? The answer is yes, they are. I don't even have time to get into how much they're screwed. We got a lot to get into this offseason.
We're going to get into, Scotty boy, the offseason that the Jets and Joey D got to have.
Okay. The Jets live in the offseason. That's our playoffs. That's our
Welcome
Super Bowl.
To Dallas, right?
That's our time.
The AFC offseason is for the Jets. The NFC offseason is for the Cowboys. Okay, but here's the thing. I want your opinion on one thing and one thing only. I want you to tell the people. I want you to tell all the people, especially these people that are saying that Aaron Rodgers is literally ruining the New York Jets franchise. And it was the worst move in the world to go get this guy named Aaron Rodgers to be the quarterback of the Jets. I want you to tell these people what you think.
I mean, I don't have to say much. All I have to say is if you are correct, if Aaron Rodgers turns the New York Jets entire franchise, if he turns the entire city of New York fan base, Jets, I should say, not because the Giants are a different story. If he turns it all to dog shit, do you know how the different place we're in from where we were 5 years ago? No different. We were dog shit before. We were dog shit before that. We were dog shit before that. If Aaron Rodgers turns it into more dog shit, I don't care. People are saying, oh, Aaron Rodgers run the team. Good. Let him run the team. I would let you run the team right now over Woody Johnson. Anyone different running the fucking team. Sounds like a great idea to me. It hasn't been working with Woody. Let someone else run the team. I don't care if he's bringing all his boys. Let's see what he does when he's got his crew. Let's see what he does when he's healthy, if he stays healthy, if he's hopefully not shot. I don't think he is. I think he's going to have a great year. I think he's going to be healthy. I think the Jets are going to be a good team next year. Are they going to get it done? Probably not, because that's just the Jets. That's how I'm built. That's how I've been, programmed, is that the Jets are going to fuck it up somehow, some way. But do I expect them to make the playoffs? Do I expect them to be 11-6, 12-5? Yeah, I do. As long as, we have a playoff. Yeah, I do. But at this point, it's like, what is he ruining? What is he ruining?
Honestly,
what is he ruining? Nothing.
If you
they were
dog shit before,
shit now.
You're dog shit now, and if he's not there or he gets hurt again, you're dog shit again. Doesn't matter. I agree with you. It's the potential.
You gotta take the shot. It's like
Absolutely.
even being upset. Look, Mr. Masseuse, as we called Deshaun Watson.
Correct.
I can understand that argument with the Cleveland Browns because you can be against and morally against what he did. And I could see people being like, I'm not rooting for that scumbag. I get that. But take the masseuses aside.
Yep.
And just take his potential. If he never plays another snap for the Cleveland Browns, it was still fucking worth it. Because what were the Cleveland Browns before?
Exactly.
If they're nothing after, what does it matter? At least you took a shot.
Yeah, you got to take a shot.
And it's like people will be like, well, you could have drafted a guy. Well, it hasn't worked for you in 100 years, 60 years, whatever it's been. So what makes you so confident it's going to work now? Yeah. You got to take a shot.
I'm with you. And honestly, like I said, I can't wait to get into it. We're going to fucking diagram the whole draft, the offseason that the Jets need to have, and what we think.
I stopped talking about the Jets week 4 when the season's over. And then I start again, February 15th, February 20th, when the season starts.
And I'm back on the bus, I think, 15 times by the time week 5 happened. And I'll tell you what, they, I don't know what it was, but for every little, stretch of time where you thought it's over, oh, they're done. They're packing it in.
They always find ways to just stretch out the misery.
Bring it right back. It's unbelievable.
One positive thing I want to say though about going into our season, the off season, 2022. I know we've spoken about this before. I think you can agree it is the Jets' best draft. Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Jermaine Johnson, and Breece Hall. They got some guys later in the draft, such as Jeremy Rucker. They got Michael Clemens, Max Mitchell.
Yep.
It was honestly a phenomenal draft.
Yeah.
That year, Robert Saleh sent our tight ends coach as one of the coaches to be at the Senior Bowl.
Okay.
If you look down that list, Rucker, Jermaine, Max Mitchell, Clemens, all were at the Senior Bowl. Garrett, you don't need him to be at the Senior Bowl. He's one of the best receivers in the league. Sauce, you don't need him to be at the Senior Bowl. He's one of the best players in the league or in the college, But you got 4 out of your 7 picks were actually at the Senior Bowl. Yep. Last year, 2023, draft wait to be seen. The only player we picked that was at the Senior Bowl was Will McDonald. Outside of that, nobody from the Senior Bowl we picked. So this year, Ulbrich, our defensive coordinator, is the DC for the Senior Bowl. Now, I don't know. Maybe 2022 was a fluke, but I feel confident that maybe since he's there, we'll get some diamond in the roughs like we did in 2022.
Yeah. Well,
like I said, seen, but it's hope. It's all I can. It's all I can live on in this fucking.
Yeah. Let's get to, like I said, once we get to the draft breakdown and the offseason breakdown, it's going to be unbelievable.
We'll take it one.
Cowboys, Jets. We're going to diagram it for you all, put it all up, and we're going to figure out what the Jets need to do, what the Cowboys need to do. Hey, what your favorite team needs to do. We got to hear from you. Now, here's the thing, buddy boy. Oh, this is a big weekend. Okay.
It is a big weekend.
This is the weekend for a couple different maybe trends to be broken. Okay. You have the trend of the Buffalo Bills getting their asses handed to them by Kansas City when it really matters in the playoffs. Okay. That could be reversed. Okay, you're talking about Buffalo finally having a home game. Okay, that would be phenomenal. Okay, the home game for Buffalo, finally having Mahomes have to go to have to go on the road outside Arrowhead. He's never done it.
Can we say that real quick? Like, first time he's ever played a road game in the playoffs. He's never lost a divisional round. Like,
it's unreal because he's always at home.
He's the best quarterback in the league. Like, I hate to tell everybody that.
Okay, but he also has the best coach quarterback, combo in the whole league. Him and Andy Reid are like,
Andy Reid's the stud. Travis Kelce looks like he might have lost a step here, but I'm not even saying it's because of old girl, but he's got an issue.
He's eating too much Taylor ham. But I'll tell you, I think
he looks like Gronk at the end of his run there. I'm just telling you, he looks slow. Yeah. He looks tired. He looks hurt.
I'm with you.
He don't look right.
Those drops. Now, granted, it was negative 87 degrees in Kansas City. But here's the thing: his drops look bad. But then you also can go to, can Lamar Jackson get over his playoff bugaboos when he's been an MVP? Guess what happened when he was the MVP? He lost in his first game in the playoffs against Tennessee a couple years ago. Okay, so can he get over that? They've got the bye again. He's probably going to be the MVP again. Can he get over that? Right? Then you got to go to the Best Buddies fucking bowl in LaFleur and Shanahan. You go to San Fran. You got the Packers coming in.
That's Buddies bowl.
Right? It is. The Best Buddies bowl. You got friggin' Jordan Love coming in with a big stiffy saying, look at me. Come on, come get these. And then you're going to tell me that San Fran now with 2 weeks off for Brock Purdy is going to maybe come in a little rusty. That's maybe an issue there. San Fran, we don't know if they're going to live up to their hype. And then Detroit, the fucking Lions haven't had a home playoff game in 30 years. Now you're telling me I'll take 2. They got 2 in a row. And could they maybe have a huge hangover from that huge win that they did against the Rams at home last week? So, and Baker Mayfield with his balls flopping out. You think he's going to maybe come in and win 2
Shake and bake, baby. Shake and bake.
It's a great weekend, right? But all that being said, Scotty, as I'm going to put up right here, I'll tell you what, man.
What do you got?
I like the favorites, right? So I like the favorites. I love the Ravens. I think they're going to shut down Stroud. I love San Francisco to come and pound the shit out of Green Bay. And I love Detroit and I love Buffalo on Sunday. Now, it looks like so do you. But you like Houston to keep it close.
So, yeah. Let me put that back up for mine real quick. I just want to explain something real quick. Go to mine. You're on yours.
It's coming to yours.
All right.
So when you're talking about you like Houston plus 9.5 and Tampa Bay.
Yes.
Plus
let me. So I heard there's going to be crazy wins, which doesn't make me feel good about Houston because they don't have as good as a run game. But I'm just still not 100% sold on Lamar in the playoffs. I think he gets it done. Just 9.5 points to me seems like a lot. I know the Ravens are probably the best AFC team right now.
Yeah,
they could be.
Absolutely.
They could be the best team in the league. They dismantled 49ers as well. Yeah. But I just got a feeling coming off the bye, I got a feeling Houston keeps it close, like within a touchdown.
Okay.
So that's why I kind of am leaning there. I'm giving, I guess, CJ Stroud a little bit more respect than I probably should because the fucking Jets dismantled him. But going to Tampa, that one I feel much more comfortable about. Now, for those who are keeping track, it's actually 6.5. I said a 1-point tease. Now, the reason why is because I can see Tampa backdooring this motherfucker and getting a tutty at the end to keep it within a 7. Reason why? A, I don't see Mike Evans having another shit game. He looked terrible against Philly.
Yep.
And B, the other reason is I don't trust Jared Goff to have another game without a turnover. He had no turnovers that game.
Yeah.
So, okay. And Todd Bowles throws all the pressure at him. So I can see Jared Goff throwing a couple. I think the Lions are going to win, but I think they're going to be shitting in their pants coming down the stretch or the end of the fourth before probably Lions take it to 10 maybe, and then maybe even 14, and then I think Tampa gets a touchdown right in garbage time at the end there.
Okay.
That's just how I view it.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, I think, like we've talked about before, I like the favorites, but I know you don't think they're dogs, but I'll tell you, Kansas City, okay? If you think Mahomes is the best quarterback, and I'm with you, right? I mean, as far as with his current setup, I mean, I like some guys, but, Andy Reid and Mahomes, fucking forget about it. But here's the thing. Kansas City, first home game on the road. First time they're in the playoffs as a dog, okay? You don't think that that's going to fire up Mahomes? You don't think that's going to fire up Andy Reid?
I just don't think KC's that good, honestly.
Me neither. I'm saying if there is one team, like if there's one of the 4 games that I would say, you know what, I won't be shocked.
I think Mahomes is so good that's why they are in the situation they're in. I think a lot of other quarterbacks, this team might not even make the fucking playoffs.
I agree. So, but I'm telling you, if Buffalo gets over the hump and Buffalo can put away Kansas City, their arch rival over the past couple years, and I don't give a shit whether it's Baltimore or whether it's Houston. I'm going to take Buffalo in the AFC Championship game because I think they'll be on such a heater, such a tear, so fucking hot that they're going to ride all that heat to the Super Bowl. And I ultimately believe, which we'll talk about, of course, next week, I ultimately believe that if they get past whoever it is, Baltimore or Houston, in the AFC Championship game, you're going to see your boy Joshy Poo raise the Lombardi. I'm telling you right now. That's where I'm feeling right there.
Unless the Lions, Baker, or fucking Jordan Love, which I say fucking Jordan Love because I don't know how you go from Bart Starr to Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to now maybe Jordan Love. It's unreal. I can't even get one. They got like 4 already. And by the way, I had to look this up because me and my pops had a conversation about it recently. I had to look it up. The time in between Bart Starr and Brett Favre, they had 2 different quarterbacks lead the league in passing. You fucking kidding me?
Yep.
So anyway, unless one of those quarterbacks can find a way to knock off, to catch 49ers slipping coming out of this break, I don't see anyone. I guess Baltimore, I should give them respect because they already beat him in the regular season. I just don't see 49ers losing anybody. And and if they do, I think it's complete disappointment. I mean, they got like 7 positions with the top paid number 1 player at that position.
No.
Unreal.
If San Francisco doesn't win a Super Bowl, I mean, that's the biggest disappointment in the whole league. It's even bigger disappointment than Dallas. But I'll tell you, I mean, if they get a matchup against, I believe, the top 2 seeds in the AFC, Baltimore or Buffalo, I'm taking the AFC. I think San Francisco wins another Super Bowl if they play anybody else except Buffalo and Baltimore.
I'll say this. 49ers' weakness in the past 3 years has been mobile quarterbacks. Lamar's obviously the most mobile. Josh is probably the second most mobile.
I agree.
So,
yeah.
I mean, as far as success, mobility, I mean,
Yeah, I agree. Scotty boy, listen, I thought this was fantastic. But I'll tell you what, I got one more thing. I got one more thing that I want to ask you.
I got one more thing after you too. So go ahead.
Well, I it's about the coaching. All right, it's about this.
That's what I want to ask too.
Okay, so let's just go into it real quick. I just want us to let's figure out before we get our next recording out there. Let's figure out.
Got like 70s porn music in the background here.
I like it. Right. So it's for Big Balls. Honestly, Big Balls Belly. Where's he going to go? Where's Big Balls going? Is Harvey coming back to the NFL? Where's our boy Vrabel going? Give me like some just give me
let me just give you my quick knee jerk reaction.
Knee jerk.
Yeah, I'll give you a jerk.
I'll show you a knee jerk.
Let me give you a quick knee jerk reaction on where I think everybody's going to go.
All right.
I got Big Balls, who we call Belichick, Big Balls Belichick, going to Atlanta Falcons. Okay. For those who don't know, I've been saying there's no way he's going west in my mind, because he grew up on the East Coast.
Nah,
He's
he ain't
coached
going
on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And guess what? He's got a house in Georgia. So he's 70. He's 72 years old. The motherfucker don't want to go far. He just wants to get his wins and get out.
Yep.
I think he goes to Atlanta. I think Rabel goes to Seattle.
Okay.
I was for sure it was going to be Dan Quinn, but I think after that showing, what the hell was that? I think after that showing, I don't know. I don't know if Dan Quinn gets a job, to be honest with you. So I'm going to say Mike Rabel goes to Seattle. Carolina's the interesting one. I don't think anyone wants to go to fucking Carolina. Now, I've been sticking to, I think Brian Flores is a candidate that needs to get back into coaching. Now, he might be blackballed because the whole Miami thing, he basically ratted out the organization. So I kind of think he's blackballed, but there's not going to be too many people wanting the Carolina job. So I think he could slip in there. If he doesn't, because I haven't heard much noise about him. So if he doesn't, I like Bobby Slowick, who is, I think that's how you say his name. I don't fucking
Bobby Slowick.
Bobby from the Bronx.
Bobby
Slowick. He is the OC for Houston.
Yeah, he came from San Fran. Yeah.
I could see Temper being like, you know what? Fuck it. He made CJ Stroud something. Let's see what he can make.
It's a young guy's job. The Carolina's for a young guy.
Yeah. What's the other big? Oh, Washington. I think they get Ben Johnson. That's going to be the hottest candidate coming out. That's not a retread.
Yeah, real quick. Just because you said Ben Johnson, I got to go off on the fucking little tangent here. When are these owners going to realize that you have to hire a leader of men as the head coach? I understand you love how he calls plays.
I mean, how do you know he's not a leader of men?
I'm just saying, look at all these fucking guys that have been hired.
Could be a leader of men
based on the way that they can call plays, whether it's defensively or offensively. That's not the whole game. Okay.
No, but he is coming from the Dan. He is coming from the Dan Campbell tree.
That's fine.
But what I'm saying is that people might like that culture. They might say, okay, are you going to bring that culture?
What I'm going to worry about, Scotty, is if some of these guys start panning out, right? And it's just offensive play calling type coaches. The game of football is going to change into flag football at some point. We know that. Depends on when we see it in our lifetime, but it's going to happen. Do we just forget about defense? Do we just forget about toughness? Do we just forget about running the football even, like, more than fucking 18 times a game?
Why? Because the OC's getting hired? I mean, there's going to be DCs getting hired too.
Because most of these owners are looking for coaches that are the innovative offensive minds. Okay? That's great. That's awesome. And I know you're probably trying to hire them because you need him as your offensive coordinator. Problem is when these dudes like Nick fucking Sirianni, who are absolutely just missing, and I would almost say he has no concept of what he does and how it portrays to either the rest of the team or the other team on the other sideline or people in the media, where it's not going to help your team. You're not making beat Dallas fucking t-shirts and wearing it all week and then going to get your ass kicked by Dallas. You're a fucking idiot. Okay. So he's got,
but the guy did go 10-1 this season. He went to a Super Bowl last year.
And what happened? He choked in a Super Bowl and he choked it all year. Right.
I'll take 10-1 choke and a Super Bowl choke over fucking Bobby Saleh from the Bronx.
Bobby Saleh from the Bronx. But Ben Johnson, he may be a great play caller. Bobby Slowick, maybe a great play caller. The other dude, who's the dude from?
Yeah, but okay, Rock, real quick, because I don't want to get too far into this because we got a lot of time to talk about coaching.
We got a lot of things. I'm just saying.
Let me ask you real quick though. How are these young guys ever going to get a shot? So basically, if you're a coordinator, you can't get a shot.
No. I'm not saying young guys, but I'm saying let's look real quick. I just want to run down real quick. What was John Harbaugh?
He was special teams coach.
So you're telling me that, like,
what was Kyle Shanahan?
He only knows kickers and punters. Like, no, he's not going to be. He's a fucking leader of men.
I understand
all of the game, right?
Yes, but what if you get a coordinator that's also a leader of men?
Like, what are you talking about? To be the head coach?
Yeah, that's basically
you can. But what I'm saying is, most of these dudes that have been grabbed and then fired like either the next year or 2 years later, and they're just strictly incompetent,
Yeah,
is
but you
most
gotta.
likely the hot guy or one of the hot guys that was in that coaching
But you-
turnover in that year. And then you said, oh, well, this guy's got to be phenomenal because look at the offense for this team that he played for, or look at the defense that he played for. Yeah, that's nice. But there's two other sides of the ball, and guys got to want to play for you. Whole different story. So
Yes, but you're not going to know if they're leader of men until they get on your squad.
that's the problem, right? And that's where
So that's the chance you got to
you
take.
can't.
That's
I know,
what.
but
So,
it's
but
like
that's
a
what you're supposed to
quarterback.
figure out. That's what you're supposed to figure out in the fucking interviews.
Yeah,
That's why you have these interviews.
But
Now
nobody does.
you can argue that the interview process is skewed, but I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm not in that interview.
But who's
process.
doing the
I don't
interview
know.
process is what I'm
I
saying.
don't know.
Is the
Depends.
ownership. The ownership. So the ownership has
And
to
the GM.
realize,
GM.
yeah. Well, the owner picked the GM. So you have to figure out, hey, like these guys, like, yeah, okay, he's a great play caller. Ben Johnson, great fucking play caller. Not everybody is McVay. Okay. Not everybody is Shane Steichen, who I think is a good coach.
I'll
Right?
say this. I think Robert Saleh could be is at times, or at least in the beginning, was a leader of men, but he doesn't know shit about offense and special
Yeah,
teams.
until you watch Hard Knocks. I don't think, you can't have a fucking guy on the sidelines, yippee and yaying about a fucking guy making a tackle on defense. I mean, that's not a head coach. Okay. You're
All
never
right,
going to see.
Can we move
big
on
balls.
and I finish these goddamn?
But I
coaching
want you to give me your coaches real quick, and then I'll say whether you
yeah,
have
real
picks or
real
not.
quick, real quick. A fucking hour later. All right, let me finish.
Hey, I'm on video over here.
So I got Belichick in Atlanta. I got Rabel in Seattle. I got Ben Johnson in Washington. I got Slowick or Flores in Carolina.
Okay.
I can see, I'm actually shocked by this because I can't see this, but the rumors are going around circulating that Aaron Glenn is going to be the head coach of Tennessee. Makes no sense to me. They're going from defensive-minded head coach to another defensive-minded head coach, and they're both Parcells type of style people. To me, that doesn't make sense.
Okay.
And then what's the last vacancy? What vacancy am I missing? Tennessee, Seattle, Washington,
Yep,
Atlanta, Carolina,
the
Seattle,
Chargers, the
I think-
Chargers.
Chargers, Harbaugh. He's already the fucking coach there, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. I think I think you're right. I think you're right with the Chargers. Is there going to be an opening for Philadelphia? Do you think?
I don't think there's going to be an opening for Philadelphia. I do think if Buffalo doesn't get to a Super Bowl, I think there's an opening in Buffalo. And if they do, I think they make Joe Brady the guy.
Not a Super Bowl. I think if they lose to the Chiefs, it's opening. There's an opening. But
I'm saying you think if they get the AFC Championship, they're going to keep them?
Yeah, they'll keep them.
I don't know. That whole 9/11 shit was crazy.
Bro,
And
if they lose, I agree. But if they lose to the Chiefs at home, he's gone. I'm telling you that right now.
Also, real quick, I want to add this in because I saw this late tonight. Did you hear about Cliff Kingsbury?
Yes.
So Cliff Kingsbury's interviewing with the Bears.
You know what that means, right?
Well, it's one of two things, but either way, it's genius. Either one, it's because they want a reason to lure Caleb Williams there because he's just coming from USC. Mm-hmm. Or even smarter, because I don't think Cliff Kingsbury is a very good coach. So even smarter idea, bring him in the building, act like you want to hire him as a head coach, and say, hey, if we made you the coach here and you had your pick of the litter, what quarterback would you take and why? Because if he doesn't say Caleb Williams, guess what? I'm fucking drafting Drake May. I don't, you know how many times guys, they support someone in the public eye and then behind the scenes, they're like, we've saw it with, remember we said with, this sucks because it's the Jets, but remember when Bill O'Brien went back to the NFL and the Penn State quarterback, what's his name? He sucked. Hackenberg. Remember we all said, oh, he's going to take Hackenberg, blah, blah. He didn't. He passed on him. And we all looked at each other and said, interesting. Maybe he's not very good. Mm-hmm. And then the fucking Jets draft him. The guy doesn't even make it past the practice squad.
I couldn't even believe he didn't even play a game. That's unbelievable.
So Bill O'Brien knew the guy sucked.
Yeah.
He got something out of him. Yeah. So if if Kingsbury, if he goes there and says, yeah, Caleb's a great talent, but I probably wouldn't bring him in because he's this, he's that, blah, blah, blah. Then they can say, oh, well, interesting, and move on. And then they go in their fucking war room and say, well, shit, should we draft him?
That's another hot take we're going to have, here when we're talking about the draft. Are we sure Chicago is going to take Caleb Williams? And right now, I would say on both sides, whether it's the Bears or whether it's fingernails, I don't know whether that's the match or not. So we're going to figure that out, and I can't wait to talk about that shit. But I don't think you're out of your mind, or you're out of your tits, if you will, about any of these coaching hires that you're talking about. Is Dan Quinn for sure not going to get a job? And if he doesn't, then really who is the opening for Seattle for? And I believe
Rabel. I said Rabel. You think Rabel's not going to get a job?
I'm with you. No, no, not at all. I'm just telling you that I don't know how you move off of Pete Carroll for Mike Vrabel. It's the same guy. It's
here's
defensive mind.
And here's a better argument. Mike Vrabel brings a whole different regime and whole different style of coaching. Understand they're both defensive minded, but it's a whole different style. Dan Quinn was with Pete Carroll. For all I know, he might have learned shit from Pete Carroll. It might be the exact same message if Dan Quinn comes in.
I'm with
you.
So
maybe that's the turnoff. Maybe because they want to go in a different direction.
Maybe John Schneider loves the guy though. So I don't know. I mean, Seattle is to me the biggest question mark on top of Carolina, because Carolina has the worst owner in the league. Worst owner in the league.
No one's going to Carolina.
That's only going to be for a guy that's young who needs to have his first job.
They're going to get that, or like a Bieniemy or a Flores, a guy that's blackballed, in my opinion, right now.
Sure, whatever. Flores had a coaching job. Bieniemy didn't. So, Bieniemy would still be another first time or two. But, you're right. It's going to be someone who is desperate for a fucking head gig. And honestly, I see it being one of these young guys, because you at least, if somebody loves Bryce Young, somebody has to besides his parents on this earth. And he's got to have some type of coach who loves him. I know I wouldn't coach him.
He ain't that bad.
Holy shit. But that's the thing about Carolina. And I'll tell you what, Scotty, Belichick, Mr. Big Balls, with Atlanta, if they can snag a QB, Atlanta will own that division for as long as Belichick coaches them.
Also, one we forgot to mention, or I forgot to mention, I think Antonio Pierce stays as the head coach in Las Vegas.
Yeah, and we'll argue about that too, because I don't think so. I think the Raiders are too big for their britches, and I think they need a name, especially now in Vegas. They want somebody to put on the marquee, and Antonio Pierce ain't that guy for them.
If you were correct, then I would say Rabel would go there.
Yeah, and now,
but I don't think so. I think Antonio Pierce is the guy.
Antonio Pierce is the guy. What seems to be in the players' minds, but like we've talked about privately, I think the biggest fucking ringer for the Raiders and Mike Vrabel is the fact that Tommy B is in on the coaching search. So you got Tommy B, Vrabel, best buddies from the Patriots. That kind of seems like a pretty good fit to me. So, if it ain't Seattle and it ain't the Chargers, I think Vrabel is a Raider to me. So we'll see, but we'll get into that. Hopefully there's not too many coaching hires before the next couple days when we get our next video up here.
What could fuck everything up is if Harbaugh goes back to Michigan.
Yeah, and now that would be fucking nuts. I think that is, for Harbaugh, I think it's a mistake, because I think this is the time to go. If you're going to go,
I agree. But I've heard recent reports saying that he's trying to get basically, I can't think of the word, but basically be not able to have any more penalties put against them. I can't think of the word right now, but you know what I'm saying. So if that's the case, that sounds like if they agree, hey, we won't suspend you, we won't fine you if you come back, blah blah blah, then he might be like, all right, fuck it, I'll go back then. But at the same time, it's got to suck with the transfer portal and everything. And I would leave on a high note.
He's doing that to tell Michigan, see, you didn't live up to 100% of what I wanted, so that's why I had to go, knowing that what he's asking for they can't live up to, right? So he's gonna baby face it on the way out, which is fine. He should go. He doesn't have to baby face it to the Michigan fans. They know he just gave them a chip. Okay, he can go, and he's got to go back to the Chargers. He loves the West Coast. He played for the Chargers. He started at the University of San Diego. All that shit, great. He's got to go. He just won a championship. It's a way to go out. He's going to get penalized by the NCAA. That's coming. Of course it's coming. And this NIL bullshit and this transfer portal stuff and all this stuff that you got to deal with now as a college coach, why the fuck would you want to deal with that every year? He's got to go. And I think he's either going to be a Charger or a Raider by probably next week. So there's no way he's going back to Michigan. So, but man, this was great. This was fucking great. I'll tell you that.
It's good to be back, brother.
We are back and better than ever because now it's all video, baby. And our ugly mugs are going to be in your fucking face for the next 10 years because this is what we're doing.
Definitely not 10 years.
Maybe
10 weeks.
Okay. This is what we're going to be doing. And, for Scotty G, this is Rocco B, and we are going to see you next time on Naked Bootleg. We're going to give you content all the time. Scotty, do you want to hit these people up with what we're going to try to do here?
Look, me and Rock, we have these conversations literally like every other day. So we just decided, let's start putting this shit on air. Let's start recording it. I mean, this is the future now. Everyone wants to see our fucking ugly faces opposed to just listening. So we're going to be doing this, as often as we can. Just trying to give our opinions, just try to give our peace of mind. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to listen. But if you do, we appreciate it.
Oh, you better listen. And now you're going to watch. You're going to watch, too.
Well, we'll go from there. We'll see. We'll have some fun with it.
I can't wait. It's going to be fun. This is the shit we normally talk about on basically an everyday basis for an hour on the phone. And we're like, hey, we're looking at all these people on TV, on the internet. We're like, the fuck are we doing? Not doing this to have everyone at least listen to our moronic asses and listen to some of the fucking gems, the gold that comes out of our mouth every once in a while. And hopefully not only can you catch it, in your ears, but you're going to see it with your eyes too, because now we're on video. So, like I said, for Scotty G, this is Rocco B, Naked Bootleg, baby. We're out of here.